Hi, Dave Taylor here again, and this time I'm looking at another Dyson fan. And this one is a huge upgrade from the last one that I've looked at. This is the Dyson Pure Hot+Cold Link. That's this guy. And it looks kind of like a robot. So that was my first impression is, oh look, I have a robot that's working on my air quality. That's kind of cool. But let's go ahead and dissect the name because that tells you everything you need to know about this amazing fan. So first off, Pure. So Pure is because it has a glass HEPA filtration system that Dyson says takes out 99.7% of allergens in a space, and that gets things down to 0.3 microns. And that's what this base unit is here. And it has some crazy like 4,500 hour filter. So really, even if you run this full time, it's going to be years before you have to worry about getting a new filter, which is great because it turns out that our air quality is not that super great. And worse, indoor air quality is often multiply worse than outdoor. And what I mean by multiply is like 4 times, 5 times, even up to 10 times as bad. So mine I've been experimenting with in the kitchen, but here's the thing is it's actually really quiet and there's so many features on this that it would work great in a lot of different environments, including a bedroom. In fact, the Dyson Pure Hot+Cold Link actually has a night mode and the fan stays super quiet so that it tries to manage the sound and the temperature and the air quality, and it does it all without the fan ever getting really loud that it might wake you up. So it's pretty slick actually. But let's go back to the name. So Pure refers to the air quality. Then we have Hot+Cold, and that's because it's a heater and a cooler. And it has 2 different remotes. So here's the official remote that comes with it. And you can see lots of different buttons, but I'm gonna go ahead and turn the fan all the way up. So now it's pushing out a lot of air. And have a piece of paper. And let's see. It's kind of hard to tell, but it's definitely pushing out some air there. I don't know, it's a fairly thick piece of paper. But I can tell you that when I've been testing it, you can definitely feel this all the way across the room. Now I can turn on rotation, and now it's going to do sort of a wider sweep, which is nice. And there's these 2 buttons that control whether it does a sort of narrow air or wider air pattern. So I'll do a narrower air pattern, and now we get a lot more air coming out. So now let's see. So here I am. And that's pretty far away, and you can see the paper is definitely picking up a lot of air. I was tempted to actually toss a bunch of confetti in the air, but then I have to clean it up afterwards, and since I don't have the Dyson vacuum robot, I'm not gonna do that. So you'll have to make do with that piece of paper. Now, that's in cooling mode, and you can see that by the little blue ring down here. I can switch it to heating mode. And now it can heat, and you basically set the temperature you want, and it has heating coils, and it'll push out and try to get to and maintain that temperature. So that's pretty slick. Right now I can tell you that it's pretty warm, and it's already pretty warm out. So shortly you will see me start to sweat. But that's the Hot+Cool part. And yeah, it's definitely pushing out some heat. Very nice. Let's go ahead and get it back to cool because it is actually like 80 degrees out right now. So, and then I'll drop the fan down, and you can hear this is at fan level 4, and if I stop talking for a second, it's pretty quiet. Really not much audio going on there at all. It's really, they've designed it to be really quiet and has lots of different modes. But let's get back to the whole thing, because the last word there is link. Dyson Link. Dyson Link, it's an app. So how amazing is this? It is actually an app, and I have it here for my iPhone 7. They also have an Android version, and it actually analyzes how your house is doing. So it can tell you your air quality, and of course, as you can see here, it also gives you access to all the controls. So from my phone, I can certainly bring this fan back up, and I can say, okay, it's pointing perfectly at me. I'm going to turn off the oscillation. Actually, now it's not. Let's turn it back on. Wait till it comes back to me, and then turn off the oscillation. And you can change whether your air is focused or diffused. Diffuse is nice. And it also gives you access, not used to doing this with a fan in my face, but it also gives you access to some of the other modes. So there's an automatic mode. There is a scheduling mode where you can just say every afternoon from 4 to 7, kick on the fan. There's a night mode, as I mentioned, and that works with either heating or cooling. Let me turn this down a little bit. See, listen to how quiet that is. And there's also a thermostatic control where you can set a specific temperature, not so much with the cooling, but with the heating. And with the cooling, again, you know, certainly at the tail end of the summer, cooling is what I'm more interested in, is it just pushes out a really rather remarkable volume of air for something that has no blades. There's nothing to have your children cut their fingers on or anything. Pretty slick. Now, as I said, there's also this app, but what I want to say is there's a whole lot I really like about this. This is really a beautiful fan, but the design's a little funky. I was a little surprised that all this is silver and then this bottom part is sort of white and aquamarine. I kind of expected the whole thing to be silver. There is a second color scheme, and that too has sort of an interesting two-tone going on. So I'd definitely check out both to decide which one you want, but really, if you have the budget and you want to get a really wonderful HEPA air filter and heater and cooling fan, and you want to have all these fancy controls so that you can get to it from your phone, awesome, then you really can't go wrong with this amazing Dyson Pure Hot+Cold Link filter, heater, fan, air filter, whatever you want to call it. It's a really nice unit. Now, it's a Dyson. So if you're expecting this thing's gonna be 69 bucks at Home Depot, you got another thing coming. So Dyson makes premium products at a premium price. And this one is, hold on, maybe sit down, $599. Now, before you have a complete heart attack, realize that just a good HEPA filter, just a good air filter, is going to run you a minimum of $300 or $400 right there. So the fact that this is built in and integrated into a heating and cooling system, and it has all these other systems, and it can monitor your air quality and everything, it's actually not radically overpriced. It's not overpriced at all, actually. It's just a really nice unit. So this is the Dyson Pure Hot+Cold Link fan filter system, whatever you want to call it. Really, really cool. I really, really like it. Cool, pun not intended, of course. You can learn more at Dyson.com, or you can pick one up at Amazon.com. This is Dave Taylor, and I'm turning this back on because all these lights are warming me up. So I'll use the remote, and I will have it rotate. And I will catch you in my next video.